Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 2 of WCW Lives My Son the Traitor. I just want to say thank you for all the support on episode 1. I really do appreciate it. You can support me as well on this one. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel as well. It'd be much appreciated. But we're kicking things off exactly where we left off from the end of episode 1. So we finished Big Bang. That event's now dormant. I think it was Slamboree has come back for May in the future, which is perfect. But we are going to be working towards the Great American Bash. And in order to do that, we're going to advance one day to Tuesday. I'm going to make 2 more signings because I've decided I wanted to do something slightly different with my original plan. Tony Schiavone, he does have AT announcing. Do we bring Tony back in? I feel like I probably should. So let's grab Tony. We go exclusive written. I mean, we can afford it. We can afford it. So let's go for it. He wants 31,200. Easy enough, pretty much. He wants a bit of popularity, a bit of merchandise. Yeah, sweet. So we'll get Tony in, minimum for pay-per-views at least. But he'll be on Nitro as well. We'll probably just go with a 3-man booth with Arn Anderson, Scott Hudson. They can both be colors, really. And then we'll just have Tony as our announcer, really. I feel like that'll actually work. Anyway, as far as our titles go, let me bring this back to active. Of course, we've got Canyon, our new United States champion. Shane Helms. Everyone else sort of retained their title. Booker T beating DDP. Jack Palumbo and Sean O'Haire beating Young Dragons. And Shane Helms winning that Fatal 4-Way Cruiserweight match as well. But now we're at Tuesday. Let's do signings really quick. I want to do... let's go to my short list as well quickly. We're going to go Natty Neidhart. We're going to speak to her. Get her to work in America. Can she speak? She isn't even that good at speaking. So that's a little bit of a detriment. We're going to bring her in anyway. Exclusive written. Bring her in for 10 years. And then we're also going to go... if I can find him in here. I don't want to bring Teddy Hart in. I think we're going to bring PCO in as a member of Team Canada. And there we go. Is he actually... Is he Kevin Steen's... He is. He's Kevin Steen's mentor. So that's actually really good. Sweet. So that's only going to benefit him as well. We'll bring him in for... I think 7 years. And he wants 15,000 for that. That's fine. We'll give PCO a 7-year contract. Again, he's going to go straight into Team Canada. Probably him and Mike Awesome. We'll put them together as a tag team. And obviously have Lance be the leader of the group. Good stuff. All right. Trying to think of what else we can do. I think that was pretty much everything I wanted to do apart from doing our broadcasting. And what we're going to do is what I mentioned in episode 1. We're going to be bringing back Nitro. So no longer make that dormant. Disregard. I don't want to make it dormant. I don't know. That just confused me. I pretty much confused myself there. But we want a USA broadcaster for our TV show, essentially. We got Bravo, which is against wrestling. Centennial is pay-per-view. Fox Sports Net, also against wrestling apparently. You got FX, which wouldn't be terrible, medium across the US, except for Puerto Rico. You got Sci-Fi there, which is against wrestling as well. Showtime, which wouldn't be bad either. You got all the Sinclair stations, which are all big. They're all big stations. I wonder if it would be worth actually getting onto all those. We got USA Network, which is apparently against wrestling. Doesn't make any sense considering Raw eventually goes on there. Yeah, interesting. So we're going to have to go onto this channel here, WKAQ, for our Puerto Rico. No, we're not, because they've reached the maximum amount of companies. Yeah, and so has the other one, WAPA. That's not good. I mean, they're pretty much all against wrestling, really, which is weird. Time Warner. That's funny. I mean, if we got big, we could go on into MTV. And then neutral with wrestling, and they're also mainstream. I think that's probably going to be our goal, is to get on to MTV. I mean, if we were kids, we could get onto Nickelodeon. What about like TBS? I mean, TNN. That's where Raw is. Highly Pro Wrestling. I mean, that's a good channel to be on. Highly Against Wrestling. TNT. Gotta love that. UPN. I mean, they're all these like decent ones. They're all. I mean, we could get on USA Network, but they just don't want it to be 2 hours long. This is so frustrating. Anyway, let's check Canada real quick. We got two there, two there. I mean, that's got all of them, but I mean, viewer's choice would probably be the smarter one to go with. Although I'm with viewer's choice for those two anyway. I guess we're pretty much just going to go with these guys. As far as, I mean, that's cable-based pay-per-view. We got Alberta, Manitoba, Quebec, Ontario, British Columbia on TV. And that's literally it. So no, like, Saskatchewan. Or Maritimes. Oh no, Maritimes is up there. Oh no, no Maritimes, because... Yeah. So, I'm missing a couple, actually. It is what it is. We'll grab these for Nitro anyway. Unless, is there any better ones that we can work towards in Canada? I mean, that one would probably be the best. Much music. Medium everywhere except for Quebec. Or that one. Roger Sportsnet. That's way better, to be fair. But you need 60 popularity. In how many regions? Was it in 5? And there's 7. Need 50 and 5 for the score. Or there's TSN. 60 and 5. TSN is probably better. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's we'll just get these. So there's 5 in there anyway, so grab these ones for a year at least, and we'll see what we can do with them. Alright, so there's one, and then City TV as well. Very unfortunate. Anyway. We'll sign that deal as well. So we got some TV there in Canada now as well. 5 regions. Yeah, it's not great, but it is what it is. We got no one that we can negotiate with in Mexico. There's only 3 channels. Is that it? There's no pay-per-view in Mexico at all? Wow. So based in Mexico, and you guessed it, based in Mexico. What about elsewhere? I don't even know if I have popularity elsewhere. Pretty much 50 and 5. Based in British Isles, based in Wales. Big. Medium, but you need 55 popularity in 5 regions. I might just make like a WCW World broadcaster. WCW Live or something. And just make our own personal broadcaster. How much would that cost? So we wouldn't do US, we probably wouldn't do Canada, but we'd do like medium Mexico, medium British Isles, medium Oceania, medium Japan and Europe. It's only 10.5 million. You do India in there as well, it's only 11.5. Just do like WCW Live Network. I don't know. It's a thought for the future, maybe. I mean, we're making 1.3 million per month, and that's without TV show. We're only going to make more money with the TV show, so happy days. Anyway, let's advance because we've got Nitro tomorrow night. Apparently, is that on a Wednesday? Why is that on a Wednesday? Hold on, let's change that. Why is that on a Wednesday? Nitro is on Mondays. Very weird. Anyway. I want to go up against... I mean, the whole basis of this series is that Shane wants to be better than his father. Of course, Vince is... You know, he believes he's a traitor now. That's sort of the I guess, plot of the whole series at the moment. Anyway, let's get Natty Neidhart in. Going to be a heel. PCO is going to come in as a heel. I'm going to get Natty to just essentially be the manager for all 3 of them. Mike Awesome. That's all good. Yeah, Mike Awesome, Lance Storm, and then PCO as well. So, yep. Let's just advance straight into our first Nitro. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I haven't really planned out too much. I've got 2 matches already booked in my mind. One's a pretty easy one. It's going to be tag team match main event. It's Buff Bagwell and Lance Storm teaming up together to take on Booker T and... Yeah, Booker T and DDP. We get Tony Schiavone in there. Make sure he's on the announcing for both events. And dot on. Save that. Same thing for Nitro. So Schiavone, Hudson, Anderson. Cool. Good stuff. All right. We've got 3 weeks. 3 weeks to build to the Great American Bash. You guys can probably see, or maybe you can see where I'm going with it in terms of main event. It's also worth mentioning we lost 2 points of popularity from both the Mid-Atlantic and from the Southeast. We lost 1 point across all those other regions that were already at 65. So we're not doing well. But like I said, it's going to drop. 100% it's going to drop. It's fine. Booker T's up into franchise player now. Gained a lot of popularity. Hold on. What happened to DDP? Did he lose much? Lost a little bit. Only 2 points across the board, and I don't think I actually kept him strong either, which is perfectly fine because Booker is the star, at least for right now, and he's probably going to be the star for quite some time anyway. So happy days with that. What about, where is he? Canyon. Canyon gained 5 points of popularity as well for winning the United States title, and that was from Booker. So we're definitely doing well in regards to booking already and popularity gains for certain people. One thing I do want to do is we're going to run in the southeast. Preferably, I'd like to run in Georgia, just as sort of like a little throwback. So we're expecting 7,800. I mean, we could go to Alabama, sell out the mobile civic center. We go to Arkansas, Baton Rouge, Florida. That's a little bit big. Really go on that one actually. Estero, Florida, Teco Arena. Mississippi even. New Orleans, Louisiana. I don't know where we go. I'm thinking maybe Lakeland. Or the Mobile Civic Center. Let's go to Alabama. Let's do it. Alright, so let's quickly book that main event first. So it's going to be Booker and DDP taking on Buff Bagwell and Lance Storm. I don't think Lance, did he gain any popularity? Probably not. Yeah, no. What's Buff's popularity at? 60. It was already at 60, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Let's do that. Let's go 16 minutes with it. And we're going to have DDP go over Buff. I'm going to go open, called, slow built, decisive. And Finley as a road agent. And then we're going to have an angle because we have to smash the angles straight through here. So let's have, after the match, Buff and Lance and Booker. Hopefully we can script this, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a bomb, I feel like. So it's gonna tank the rating. Yeah, so that really frustrates me, man. It's going to be really annoying with Booker T. So that'll go post match. You can kind of see. Excuse me. You can kind of see exactly what I'm building towards there. For the match though, we're gonna have an angle with Booker and Diamond Dallas Page together. Just a little backstage, get on the same page sort of angle. Might even type this one in. We'll go with that. So yeah, Booker T is going to attempt to get on the same page with Diamond Dallas Page. Let's go a singles match. for the debuting PCO. Actually, we'll probably do a tag match. Let's do a tag match. So PCO and where is he? Mike Awesome, Team Canada, and they can take on the team of. We'll go with Gold Bond Mafia, so they can have a Nitro match. We'll give it 10 minutes. Yeah, I could probably go with less. I might even go 8 minutes with it. We'll give PCO his win on his debut. Nice easy match there. And then we'll have, prior to the match, let's have a proper angle with all of Team Canada. So Lance, Mike, and Pierre alongside Nat Neidhart. So we'll go entertainment for those three. Actually, we'll go all four. And hopefully that'll potentially do something with them. Hopefully it'll be good enough to actually get somewhat of a rating out of him. We'll also chuck in, prior to that, a Rob Van Dam promo by himself. Maybe you can cut it on Chavo, because they're going to have a match tonight as well. Johnny Ace, that's fine. So Rob's going to have... Is he off camera? So yeah, Chavo's going to be off camera and script that promo as well. But I'm going to make sure I'm scripting promos because people will potentially damage our ratings. Let's go another tag team match with Anguish. And Anguish are going to take on the team of... She was going to be Lance Storm. I did say that, didn't I? Was it Lance Storm? Hold on. Who did he verse? He versed Lance Storm. Psychosis did. Maybe we just work straight towards that. And I'll give Anguish a victory. Anguish can take on maybe the Jablonski boys. They can debut. We'll give him 8 minutes as well. Psychosis can get his win back, and obviously it's Super Crazy's debut, so he'll get a win on debut as well. Don't think either of them can... Well, they probably can't speak English. Yeah, I mean, Psychosis can maybe speak on the mic, but not exactly very well. What else are we doing? We are going to have a singles match between Rob Van Dam and Chavo again. Where is he? Chavo. And in this one, we'll give it 10. We'll give it a little bit of time. Chavo's going to get a tainted victory there over Rob Van Dam. So he's going to cheat to win. You know, he is a Guerrero after all. And I think we'll have maybe Chavo cutting a promo on him as well prior to their match. So they will both be on screen for that one as well. I might make this our storytelling match. And high spots, maybe. Can it work? Hopefully it can. We do need a wild brawl match as well. Let's go singles match. Jason Jett can verse Stasiak. Again, 8 minutes. Nothing long. Just an easy win for Stasiak. And we'll probably give him a promo as well with Stacy before the match. Sean Stasiak and Stacy Kidd. Cool. That one's nice and easy. We've still got a little bit of time left. What other storylines do we have? Canyon Hugh Morris. Let's have Canyon cutting a promo on Hugh after his match. So we'll give Hugh Morris a win. Go like that, and then a singles match with Hugh taking on a heel. Wee. Or do we go with someone like Kevin Steen? Steen's also Canadian. I can put him in Team Canada as well. Just put like all the Canadians in there. Yeah, it's fine. We'll go Hugh versus Kevin Steen on debut. Again, I don't want to really bury anyone, especially like people on our roster. So, especially Kevin Steen coming in, we'll give him an 8-minute match open. I feel like we need more angles. I'm gonna go Kurt Hennig. Just give him an angle by himself. I don't really know who I'm going to have Hennig verse. So we might need to think about that. Maybe we have Hennig versus... I don't really have any other faces, to be honest. Any decent faces at the moment. Maybe Rob Van Dam in the near future. But of course he's going to have a... Spoiler, he's going to have a ladder match at the Great American Bash with Chavo. I'm just going through. I mean, I guess I could have him versus Diamond Dallas Page. It's actually not a bad idea. Because that'd actually be a decent little feud between the two of them. As far as our segment rating goes. I'll make this one a wild brawl as well. give Sean O'Haire the victory on the pre-show. Sweet. Non-title match. Alrighty, let's run the show. So we kick things off on the pre-show with a 51 rated tag match. Palumbo and O'Haire defeating AJ Styles and Samoa Joe in 11:51 when Sean O'Haire pinned Samoa Joe with a senton bomb. Tony and Arn have pretty good chemistry calling the match together as well. So happy with that. Adequate rating for AJ and a great rating there for Samoa Joe's gimmick. And Tony with an adequate as well. And we have sold out the Mobile Civic Center. That's what I'm talking about. We need more of that. We get a 99 rated angle to kick off the returning WCW Nitro. And we have the new owner, Shane McMahon, who has purchased Nitro and WCW from out underneath his father and the WWF in Vince McMahon. And Shane opens Nitro, just going over a recap of all the matches and Big Bang, and sort of what happened, what went down, and why he was impressed with everything. Booker T's music hits, comes out with his world title, and of course says, sucker, I want a match against Buff Bagwell and Lance Storm here tonight. Shane accepts the match and says you'll be teaming up with your competitor from Big Bang in DDP. 99. So I think we need to use Shane a little bit more. We then go into a 60 rated angle with the newly signed Kurt Hennig. And of course he's cutting a promo onto Diamond Dallas Page. Essentially just, sort of ridiculing him. Saying that he couldn't get it done at the pay-per-view and could not win the world title. We then go into a 48 rated match where we have Hugh Morris defeating Kevin Steen in 5:47 by pinfall with a moonsault. And Kevin Steen getting an initial rating of great on his gimmick, giving a small boost to his psychology as well. We then go into a 63 rated angle where we have new United States champion Canyon. And of course, he's cutting a promo on Hugh Morris following his match. Basically planting the seeds for their eventual title match at the Great American Bash. We then go into an angle where Sean Stasiak's putting himself over and saying how hot his manager is, being Stacy Keibler. 52 is pretty solid for Sean. I don't really have any plans for him at the moment, so I need to try and find something for him. We then go into his match, which gets a 50, where we have Sean Stasiak defeating Jason Jett in just over 6 minutes by pinfall with a fisherman's suplex. Just a relatively good match, to be honest, a solid 50. We go into a 45 rated angle where we have Chavo Guerrero stating that he's going to beat Rob Van Dam tonight, get a bit of revenge, and hopefully it's the last he's seen of the whole effing show. Much better match between these two. We didn't get the penalization for the high spots match. We have Chavo Guerrero defeating Rob Van Dam in 7:42 by pinfall after using a foreign object. Chavo with a steel chair, blabbering Rob Van Dam, getting the cheating victory, the tainted victory anyway. Yeah, I probably should have realized this, but we get a 31 rated match here. I probably should have lowered that time as well. Where we have our newly formed tag team and debuting Super Crazy. And we have Anguish defeating the also debuting Jablonski boys in 8:02. When we had Psychosis pinning Dean Jablonski with a Cannonball Senton. Super Crazy head and shoulders above everybody else in the match with a 47. But he does debut a poor gimmick. Then we have Chet with an awful and Dean with a poor as well. Not a great debut for those three, albeit Super Crazy is really good. And yeah, super crazy. I mean, it's a poor gimmick, but he's still getting a boost to star quality during matches. All right, we then bounce back with a 61 rated angle from Rob Van Dam. Of course, Chavo off screen. Rob Van Dam challenging Chavo Guerrero at the Great American Bash to that ladder match, which will be, in theory, a really, really good match. All right, we then have the newly formed Team Canada with a couple of new additions. This is only getting a 34. I need a manager that has good entertainment skills. Natty Neidhart, she's probably not going to do it for us. She's more of a signing for our eventual women's division in the future, but yeah, I don't know. Don't know how I feel. Yeah, either way, it is what it is. They both actually got great gimmicks for their initial ratings, so that's all right. And then, of course, PCO is going to go into a tag match with Mike Awesome, which actually does all right. We get a 52 where we have Mike Awesome and PCO defeating CM Punk and Colt Cabana in 7 minutes when PCO pinned Colt Cabana with a senton bomb. And yeah, Awesome carried the match, and good chemistry between Gold Bond Mafia. All right, there we go. We then go into a 93 rated angle where we have Booker T and DDP backstage in the locker room, and Booker T attempts to... He tries to get on the same page as DDP, despite beating him, for the title at the pay-per-view. Really good angle. Really good. And Booker T actually improvised well off script. They both did, to be fair. The main event actually does all right. Only Buff was penalized, but we get a 76 rated main event there for our match, and we have Booker T and DDP defeating Buff Bagwell and Lance Storm in 1606 when Diamond Dallas Page pinned Buff with a diamond cutter, and of course Buff being the weak link there as well. It's not great, Booker T was off his game as well, and Buff penalized because he's in extremely poor form for some reason. And then our finishing angle, we get an 82 to close off the show, where we have Buff Bagwell and Lance Storm both challenging Booker T in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title at the Great American Bash. Lance looked dreadful, which is understandable considering how bad he is in regards to his entertainment stats. Lance also struggling off script as well. It's fine. 82 is still pretty good. And there we go. An 83 rated Nitro for our first Nitro back. Increasing our popularity in 15 regions there as well. Success. Very good stuff. Alright, we'll finish the show there. We'll check out a few things and we will probably leave it there. What rating do we get? A 1.11. So 834,000 viewers. It's actually not terrible. Mark Henry getting called up to the main roster. But there we go. Another episode done, episode 2. If you guys enjoyed our first Nitro of the series, the sort of rebirth of Nitro, make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't done so. I think it's about 60% of you guys, which is more than half, that are not subscribing. So subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in episode 3, guys.